Agenda West Side.
His homeboy did this beat.
Guys, welcome to a special installment of Into the West Comics Turkey Day
Thanksgiving
edition.
edition.
I'm here with a couple of your favorite turkeys, Uncle Nephew Shane, and past the stuffing, we got Brother Marcus over here as well.
I'm doing the funky turkey.
We're doing the funky turkey dance.
Welcome.
We wanted to
morning.
switch it up a little bit, go over to the lounge, get comfortable. It's kind of nice over here. I don't sit in the lounge a lot, but I kind of like it.
Yeah.
You never said that. Don't sit in the lounge a lot.
Well, I've sat here before, haven't I?
No,
I don't think so.
No. Frank
I don't
has
think
his
so.
seat. Sonny has his seat. No, Paul has moved
Paul
around a
mostly
little bit.
has a seat.
Yeah.
But it's only me, Marcus, myself, who gets shuffled back and forth
That's
in the
true.
lounge in the,
Yeah.
in the
And
chair.
Austin.
Austin gets shuffled.
Yeah. And then of course our
Dre
guests.
gets shuffled.
Yeah. Of course our our guests when they come in.
That's
Donovan.
really what we want to talk about today. We want to spend the next hour talking about the chair.
Yeah.
It's
we
a
should.
We want to
should-
talk
we should.
about
In case
it's
somebody
a new
was
seating
interested.
chart coming out in
Okay.
2024. We want to go over that right
Okay.
now,
Good.
the
Good.
details. But anyway, I want to say thank you to you guys hanging out tonight.
Absolutely.
And thanks
You're welcome.
everybody for spending some of your Thanksgiving time with us. I'm probably this is probably the break that you're taking to get away from family for a little bit to come and watch us
Yes.
for a little bit. But it's still Thursday and it is Thanksgiving, but we want to take some time to nerd out and to go over some of our favorite topics.
Yes.
Earlier this week, I heard about Nicholas Hoult, the casting for Superman Legacy. He's going to be playing Lex Luthor. We got that smoke show of an actress over the weekend. She's a character from The Authority, Marcus. I think she
Beautiful.
got cast as the engineer.
Mhm.
We were hearing all these rumors.
She has a nose ring.
She has a nose ring. Shane wants to make sure to point that out.
Yes.
She has a nose ring.
Yes.
We were hearing these rumors,
Yes.
according to James Gunn and other DC Studios people, that the villain for Superman Legacy is Brainiac.
A good one.
That's
a good
great.
So my question is, are we going to have like 3 villains in this movie? Like, what do you think? How do you think we're doing this exactly?
Normally they set up something like with Lex. Like normally Lex Luthor is always there in some capacity, way, shape, or form. And they can just
Maybe he's
kinda
not the
add-
main.
Yeah, but he's not the main thing. He's just setting up something with these other villains, or he hates Superman for whatever, for the obvious reason that he just always hates Superman. And then these other villains are the true catalyst for this film. But Lex Luthor will always be there, at least somewhat in the background, or
Sure.
at least involved in this story. I think that's what they're going to do with this, because Lex Luthor is always Superman's main number one squeeze when it comes to villainy.
Yeah, not Lois.
Not Lois.
It's another LL. It's not
No.
Lois Lane. It's Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor is his main
Sure.
squeeze when it comes to villainy. And then the rest of these characters will be, for this film, they'll be like Brainiac will be for this film, the main villain. But Lex Luthor is in the background simmering
Gotcha.
like a pot of gravy
Yeah.
Oh,
on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
He
It could,
simmers.
or it could be
gravy.
what tends to be sort of pretty compelling, at least in the comics, is when you have the both. Like you have, let's say, you have Brainiac as the main villain, but then you have Luthor kind of team up with Superman to come up with something to battle against, something formidable to oppose Brainiac. Because a lot of times in the comics, you'll run across comics. Even right now with the current Superman title by Josh Williamson, where you have Lex Luthor helping out Superman against what he's facing right now in that comic. And so that could be a compelling story as well. You might see that possibly.
Oh.
It's been a pretty good run so far.
Yeah.
The Superman run. It's been pretty good.
Yeah, it's been solid. I would agree. So that could be something as well. But either way. Excuse me. Either way, it's going to be interesting.
What are your thoughts about how this movie is kind of coming together? We know that James Gunn has said that he wants to hold to the release date, that there aren't going to be any delays. It's coming out July of 2025. I think he wants to hold to that date. He doesn't want anybody getting nervous. Like we had a writer's strike, it's settled. We had an actor's strike, it's settled. We're moving ahead. How important is it for him to nail this movie that it's going to be the first chapter and first part or they say I was always say first issue, but it's gonna be the first. It's gonna be the kickoff point to what this DC Studios thing is gonna be. How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's 100% important. It's 100% all. I mean, like all the eggs are in this basket because I think it would have been better if he started with the lesser known characters first, and then ultimately built up to the three, the Trinity. But since he's gonna be, putting this out fairly within the mix of the shows and everything else coming out, I think that it is important because it's gonna set the tone further going forward. Whether he's building up to this and then, even, trying to surpass whatever he establishes with this movie, or whatever. It's hard to speculate on what's going to happen after, but it's very important because Superman is he's the base character for all superheroes, in my opinion, at least for DC. Kind of like the equivalent to what Captain America is in Marvel. He's the baseline. He's the good guy. He's everything about humanity that we love in one person. So it has to be done correctly and right, for all meanings that entails. So very important. Very important.
Yeah. Plus, I love the fact that he is running, like, you can tell he's running a tight ship with this.
It seems so, yeah.
And
Very
transparency is the key here. As fans, and as far as how poorly DC has handled these types of things in the past, they've handled when things were coming out poorly. They've handled movies poorly. I'm glad that we can all see that he's running a tight ship, kind of like Feige did with Marvel. He's like, you can tell with this transparency that he's like, listen, this is what's happening now. You guys get ready for it. This casting is happening now. Like we are totally on schedule. Everybody's gonna not only are we on schedule, but everybody's gonna love these decisions that I'm making. Like you can put these faces to
we hope
comic book, and we hope so.
Yeah,
right. You could put these faces to pictures from the comic book side by side, and like I'm telling you, you're gonna dig it. And I'm glad that he is answering questions online. I'm glad he's doing all that. As much transparency as we can get. The more we are getting ready for the actual films to come out, and projects to come out one by one, and that's very important, I think, to a lot of people because we've been just left in the dark for so long when it comes to certain aspects of when they're going to do things. And I think
clear vision,
man. He's got a vision, and he's showing everybody like this is my clear vision.
He's got a map, not a phase, but he says the chapters, gods and monsters type of thing. He gives you. He's giving you the snapshot, saying like these are the there's like 8 or 12 projects that he was announcing that was the animated Creature Commandos all the way through the Lantern series, Themyscira, Game of Thrones type based Wonder Woman story. I mean,
it's pretty solid.
It's really cool. I mean, how he's able to set the stage that he is the architect for what they're going to be doing going forward. And I like the fact that he reiterates his target date. He says there's not going to be another delay.
Yeah,
it's going to be July. He had the movie. I think he had the script mostly done prior to the writer's strike and the actor's strike. And so as soon as the writer's strike was up, they were saying, like Hollywood Reporter or Variety or whatever, they're saying that he went right back to finishing like rewrites and stuff like that. So he's got a focus. He's got a plan. The only thing I think that hasn't really been getting worked on as of yet is the Brave and the Bold thing because they're not as far along as they thought they were going to be.
Right.
So I mean, you know what? There's always issues if the stuff gets delayed, and if it does get delayed, that's okay.
Yeah.
Just make it good.
Yeah, just make it good,
and we're okay with it.
And that's another thing too that he if he has to argue with people online about certain aspects of these things, that's good too. Because it shows you that he's fighting for these projects. He's fighting for his vision. He's fighting for his ideas. Yeah, and that's always a good thing.
How long ago did Feige announce Blade?
Oh boy,
was it 2019 or something like that?
My goodness! And now they got a whole new person that they just hired for writing the script. And then I'm not sure did they find a new director? I'm not sure if they found a director.
I don't know who the showrunner, the director is going to be.
I think it's yesterday. I just saw a post that said, it's going to be rated R. and they hired someone to write the script from scratch. So they're starting from scratch.
wow.
And I'm like, wow. So,
And you've had like 3 script treatments. There was
wow.
the I was trying to think of the show, the Lovecraft Country.
Right.
There was a guy who had worked on the first 2 episodes of that, was doing the script treatment. He left the project. Then there was another guy that Mashar Ali had actually signed off on, that he was like pumped for.
Yeah.
He left.
Right.
And now they have another person doing a script treatment, and I'm not sure exactly who they are, but I mean,
It's a mess.
we've talked about, with Feige, there's like it's kind of like a sweet spot right now for DC to kind of gain back some momentum. I mean, clearly with the Aquaman movie next month, I'm just kidding, but with with DC starting to sort of figure out their plan of what they're doing.
Right.
Feige seems to be he has a plan as well, but it's going to be a little bit of a delay.
Yeah.
Partially for legal reasons and partially just for making all this stuff more cohesive.
Right.
I'm still optimistic about what the MCU can do potentially, but it is a concern. We only get, Marcus, 1 MCU film next year. It's Deadpool. It's coming out in July.
Right.
We'll be together with
That's still on course.
that is still supposed to come out July.
Oh,
I
we've
think it's
seen pictures,
mid-July. Yeah, that's supposed to come out. They shot half that movie already.
Yeah, they did a lot of
half
it just
filmed.
before the strike, I think. They did a lot of it.
Wow.
So Sony has time to get some momentum going because the Sony, I'm calling it the Sony Spider-Verse
Yeah.
or something. I don't know.
Gotta call it that.
The Sony Spider-Man universe is going to have 3 films
Right.
next year.
Mhm.
They're going to have Madam Web. They're going to have Craven, and then we're hearing rumors that they're fast tracking the 3rd installment of Venom
Oh.
for November or December
Bless their
of,
heart.
of
Bless their heart.
2024. So if these 3 things happen,
Right.
and we're hoping
It's
to get
money.
some connective tissue,
Mhm.
who exactly is the Spider-Man of the Sonyverse that is going to be connected to these films? Who is that
That's what I'm
Spider-Man?
saying. Like, who's the Spider-Man? I don't. That's one thing I'm having troubles.
I'm trying to figure that out. Are they giving
Venom? Is
Are they
clearly
giving
their
Andrew
Spider-Man.
Garfield another film, or are they going to bring back Toby, or are we going to get Tom Holland crossing back and forth, or do we finally get Miles Morales in a
Well,
live action version?
We can hope that Miles Morales is the choice. A live action Miles Morales would be their choice to connect, everything here. That's their Spider-Man. But
That would be a nice
just
nod
don't
to the comics
know.
as well.
Yeah.
Kind of like jumping from their universe to the MCU, just like the Ultimate Universe.
Boy.
He jumps from the Ultimate Universe to the.
But listen, that
it's tough to say.
you try to be objective. Okay,
Right.
we are fans ultimately,
Right.
but when they make these trailers and then they release the 2nd and 3rd and 4th trailer of something,
Yep.
they don't always look great until
Right.
it seems like the Marvel's last trailer, their
Looked
final trailer before the movie came out,
Yeah.
Mhm.
was the best looking one.
Right.
So maybe Madam Web needs like 4 trailers, and by the time it comes out, it looked like a CW.
Look,
type
I
of
mean, yeah,
thing.
look,
Right.
it looked horrible,
It looked
horrible.
Well, okay, I'm not trying to discredit the CW. I'm saying that it looked like a CW show. It looked the 3 women that were
Boy,
at
was
one
it
point, their
bad.
characters at one point were all known as Spider Woman.
Right, right.
Boy, was it
Right.
bad.
And it's, I don't know, man. I've
So
watched the trailer,
sad.
just scratch my head.
Have you seen the trailer again since we watched it the
Yes.
other day?
Yes.
And still,
It did not.
Yeah,
it didn't change my opinion, Shane. I wasn't more optimistic for watching that movie when I saw the trailer a second time.
Yeah,
Ugh.
it should only take 2. It really should. You might, or I'll take it. I'll say 2 trailers and maybe like a sizzle trailer, like a
Yeah.
teaser from the very beginning before the 2
There's
to get
nothing
you,
there.
like one to kind of get you like, oh snap, what is that? And then you have a brief trailer, and then you have the more developed one, and then the movie. You don't
Marcus,
need. You
that's
should.
it,
You should
man.
need 4 to 5 trailers.
Even if
to
they gave us that trailer was so bad. That was a long form 2.5 minute bad boy, right?
That was a
like
Zack
that
Snyder
was
trailer.
horrible. Yeah, I mean, it was just.
I got to be honest, though. You mentioned Zack Snyder. I saw the second trailer for Rebel Moon that they were showing over the weekend.
Yeah.
It looked kind of good.
It looks decent.
Oh yeah,
It did
yeah.
look decent. I saw it on NFL. I saw it on Sunday. Like during
Yeah,
the NFL game.
I want to like the creator. I'm excited for it, just like I was with the creator.
It has
I wanna
that
see it.
limited theatrical release, kind of like they did with the Knives Out
Okay.
Yes.
thing last year.
Glass
They-
Onion.
They're gonna put it out for 5 days or 6 days,
Okay.
and we'll probably get some people together, try to go see it in theaters.
Yes,
it comes
absolutely.
out December 22nd, I think, on Netflix. It'll be
Yeah.
out, so probably like the weekend before, maybe it'll be in theaters.
Right.
So we'll try to get some people together. I love to go see it,
Yeah.
in a theater.
It does look.
Absolutely.
It
Prior
looks.
to-
Yeah, the trailer, the second trailer that I saw for it, yeah, it did look a lot better. Like when I think it was during Monday Night Football. I think he came out. Zack
Maybe.
Snyder came out, and he said a
Yeah.
few words about it, and he's like, and I think he was on actually Monday Night Football.
Oh,
And he
great.
said, "There's this. All right,
Okay,
here's
I
a
didn't
trailer.
see it
You're gonna
then.
dig this. This is a trailer for Rebel Moon." And next thing you know, I'm watching the trailer. I go, "This actually does look halfway decent."
Yeah.
I was stunned.
That was good. That was
we're
good.
I
holding
was
out
shocked and
hope.
stunned.
Speaking Speaking of trailers, last week we did get the first official trailer for Madam Web, but we also got a trailer for The Plus.
Oh.
This show, I don't understand the logic of their release schedule for what they
It's
do with their
nonsense,
trailers.
yeah.
I'm not going to try to figure it out because I'll have a headache. But December 22nd, 23rd, somewhere in there, the second season of What If will be on the Plus exclusively, and there's some type of special
Exclusively.
release schedule. We're gonna check out the trailer now for second season of What If, coming exclusively to the
Alright.
Plus,
A lounge
Next month.
exclusive.
the lounge exclusivo,
Exclusivo.
exclusivo.
This kid puts on quite a show.
I have
Whoa.
eyes on the target. He does not look all that threatening.
Looks can be deceiving, Your Highness.
Are you sure you do not want any backup?
Nah, I'm great with kids.
Oh,
You thought the story was over,
that should be our intro.
but it
know,
was
right?
only just beginning. I don't do sequels normally.
So still
Things
the
have gotten
same
a little
band.
twisted
No, Scarlet Witch. Is that
in the multiverse.
But they stuck with this animation, that's for sure.
Who is this handsome dog?
The collector? Oh, 9 episodes. Bearded Hulk.
I've been looking for you for a long time. Time. Just be careful. I don't think I can bear to narrate what might happen next.
What the? Okay. So it's gonna be just a long.
Darcy, we got a code red. The Avengers Tower's been overtaken.
On Christmas? What is this, Con Air? No, wait, Under Siege? No. Oh, that's not it.
Hey, John McClane, focus.
What? Every day.
For 9 days straight, they're gonna put out a new episode.
Okay.
All right, I
I'm,
live with
I'm
that.
game. I'm game on that one.
So it's just gonna be one long episode of something of one of their what if thingies. I mean,
Well,
it's not
I
gonna
think
be like,
one of the episodes is the sequel to the Agent Carter episode from the
Right.
first season. I don't know about the other ones. Paul was talking a few weeks back. He had like a list of what they were. There's a Happy Hogan Saves Christmas, I think,
Right.
episode. You know.
Okay.
Hogan. Okay.
I liked this first season of What If. I thought
Yeah,
it was a
but
lot of
It
fun.
was fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my favorite was the Doctor Strange one.
that was a good
That
one.
was oh my gosh,
that
that
was
was
probably my-
heartbreaking.
I mean,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
the Ultron one was okay.
That was good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was good too.
because it was a two-parter. The last
Was they
two
get to
episodes
the
of
end of the season and
Yeah.
they're tying in these characters that you watched over the
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. The Thor
I enjoyed
one,
it.
The Thor one felt a lot like the last Thor movie we had.
It was like, oh yeah,
kind of goofy.
He's kind of
It was
partying on
goofy.
Earth
Yeah,
and stuff.
I
And
was
Captain
like,
Marvel's gonna
I was like, did
watch
Watusi
him or
do this?
something.
Yeah, I'm like,
I thought it looked okay.
oh yeah, it looked great, but I mean, just like story wise, it was.
I mean,
was
I
like-
just think that if you're gonna do What If, I think that you need to introduce more than just the characters we've seen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you didn't, you know what I mean? Like you need to do. You need to animate What If Phoenix Had Lived. Like you need to.
Right.
Okay.
You need to start doing those episodes from the comics that actually, if you can animate that, like some of the
Right.
greatest What If episode issues ever,
Right.
and just animate them. I'm waiting for that to happen more than them just retreading the same characters we've already seen in movies.
Right. Right.
know what I
Well,
mean?
That makes sense.
I'm thinking about it now because I always have to like pick on this show, but we got a pretty subpar Secret Invasion live action series,
Sure.
and you know they could have turned that into something
into an animated thing
and made it like a
I
2-part
agree.
type of thing,
Yeah.
and they wouldn't have blown through a $200 million budget and had to shoot the show twice.
Absolutely.
And all those things, it would have probably worked out a lot better.
If they start trying to animate more of these stories and try to bring people into that type of world.
DC's animated films are really
Absolutely.
good.
They are really good.
They're really
really
good.
good. And I mean, and it's a proven way of doing it too. Because I mean, look at Star Wars. Look what they did with the animated Clone Wars series and with Star Wars Rebels. How
Yep.
they were able to kind of make that canon
Yep.
and in the animated universe before they made it live action.
Right.
And then it worked. It got a lot of the stuff that needed to be introduced. So that when it went to live action, not everyone, everyone was kind of spun up if you were, following it. You know?
Right.
Mhm.
So they could just as well do that with the other the main Marvel universe, not just Star Wars. And I think it would work pretty good.
Absolutely.
Especially for the lesser known characters. Like if they even did it with like Moon Knight or Daredevil or some of the or Punisher,
Right.
some of the ones that don't get as much attention. Heck, Cloak and Dagger, whoever, it would be good. I think.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Power Pack.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. Actually, Power Pack the kids. That would be funny.
Well, I just got I don't know. It made my head kind of scratch. I was scratching my brain because they released this trailer
Right.
for this, and then Echo comes out in January.
Right.
Right.
This is coming out in like a month, essentially, just
Right.
over a month. What is the
So-
process to what they're trying to do with this? They're trying to make us forget about Echo altogether?
No, why
You're hearing
is-
now they cut down the amount of episodes. They cut a whole episode. There's only 5 episodes of Echo. It comes out, Marcus, all in one day.
Yeah.
That's not a great sign
No.
for the track record that Marvel has had
right.
recently in the last couple of years. I mean, that doesn't really help your subscribers.
No.
mean,
and
No.
Spread it out.
yeah.
I
And,
mean,
and the sad part is like Echo. I mean, you could easily use her as a way to kind of continue what they set up in Hawkeye.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and maybe bolster that. Maybe create some buzz for a second season of that. I mean,
if that's the direction they
Seem
want to go.
odd. Yeah.
if that's the direction they want to go, I'm just
Are they doing that because they haven't released something like that? Have they ever released something like that where they put out every episode all at the same time?
Not on Disney.
not
on Disney. Are they?
No, I
I
don't
think
know.
maybe they're just trying to do
I
that
think
to
that-
see what happens. Maybe,
Right.
I don't know.
I think the most they've done is maybe 2 episodes at a time.
yeah, they
you
do
know,
like
like
a
the
a
2-episode premiere and then
yeah.
whatever. They did that with
Right.
most of the. They did it with WandaVision. They did it with Hawkeye. They did it with a
Ahsoka
few.
Did with
of them.
Loki? No,
Ahsoka
did they?
did.
Ahsoka, yeah.
I think Ahsoka
No,
may have
yeah,
did a
Ahsoka.
2-episode premiere.
Yeah.
But
Or
I,
Andor. I don't know. They did.
Andor may have done a 2-episode premiere too.
Yeah.
But
So,
okay. I guess what my concern is now with Plus going forward is why not just say we're putting everything out at once.
Right.
We're not going to make
Yeah.
it some type of event. There's not going to be a red carpet for What If season 2.
No.
It's all
Right.
voice
It's all
acting.
voice, yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Is there going to be a red carpet now for Echo when it comes out?
nah,
Would
nah.
there-
No,
would there
clearly,
be-
there's. I mean, I don't know if they're. I mean, I don't even know if it's clearly they're trying to sweep it under the rug.
They show
or
a
try
lot
to
of
ignore it.
Kingpin in that trailer.
A lot.
Yeah.
A
I mean,
lot
a
of Kingpin in
lot.
that trailer. I mean, I
Yeah.
know that he's big, but I mean, still. He was in a lot of that trailer. You know,
He's a great villain.
I know
too.
he is
Yeah,
a great
is.
villain and a great
Yeah.
actor, and Vincent Florio.
nailed it. Yeah. That's
He
it.
is great.
Vince D'Onofrio.
Oh yes,
A little bit with the
I was close.
news and
I was
notes.
close.
We've got to address the daddy in the room. He seems like he's America's daddy. He's Grogu's daddy. He's Ellie's daddy on Last of Us.
Yep.
And he's going to be the daddy of the first family, we think.
Right.
We're talking about Reed Richards, as of course,
As far as
Pedro
we know.
Pascal, who may have been officially cast as Reed Richards.
America's sweetheart.
We're
that
not
dude.
sure. He is America's sweetheart. He's America's daddy. Everybody loves that guy right now.
Yeah.
Do you think that this was the right casting for this
Could be
role?
the right casting.
Yeah.
It could work. It could work. I think it.
I know, this
it
is-
was
there's-
surprising. It was surprising because I didn't think of that he would be even interested. But I think if he just cuts his hair, trims his mustache, and puts that little gray streak.
He's
in
shooting
his
three
hair.
things
He could
in the
work
first 6 months of 2024. He's shooting 3 other projects besides starting on this. He's shooting it's a horror movie called Weapons.
Mm.
He's shooting the Gladiator sequel.
Mm.
And he's shooting the second season of Last of Us. That's supposed to start shooting in February or March.
Wow.
He's going to be
Is
a
it really
busy
already?
guy.
Yeah.
But the other thing I was going to mention is I was reading this through maybe it was one of the YouTuber guys that seems to be pretty on as far as what he hears is the insiders and rumors that the Fantastic Four movie is going to be a Sue Storm driven story.
Yeah.
Oh,
I heard
okay.
that.
And
I
that
saw
he
that,
may
too.
be in a supporting role. So then maybe he wouldn't be required to be there as much for what he would be needed for in these other projects. But
Right.
he's going to have a very busy year. And also, I didn't mention, we don't know what he's doing with Mandalorian. Are they going to
Right.
start shooting this movie for this Star Wars universe
Right.
film? We don't know what that's going to be like. So
Sounds like
it's a lot. He's got a
Yeah.
lot on his plate.
Yeah. It sounds like there's going to be a lot of details still to hack out. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think they have a definite timeline as to when they're going to start filming FF, do they?
No,
So
they don't.
So I mean,
Exactly.
even
Like when
if he, so
They haven't
even-
officially
once
cast
again-
anyone.
right. So if he's interested, they're interested in signing him
It's
on.
way down the road.
It's they'll
Probably.
probably take his schedule into consideration because I mean, if he's going to be Disney's golden boy for however long, they need to make sure that he's available.
He's working for Disney
Yeah.
for a few seasons, and they keep him under a mask. Now he's
Sure.
working for Disney, and they're going to be stretching him out.
Right.
Whatever. He just doesn't play like a normal role.
Right.
And that's the thing.
Of his-
I mean, if it is going to be a Sue Storm driven story,
They got to nail her casting too.
they have to nail her
Yeah.
casting as
Yeah.
well,
Right.
and nail Johnny Storm's casting probably as well, because I'm sure he'll be in it. I mean, because they are siblings, so maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so much we don't know about Fantastic Four at this point, whether they can make this movie good or not.
They should.
Pedro Pascal is
Play
probably
it
the
safe.
least of their. Yeah, they should play it safe, and I think they have. If they get Pedro Pascal, they will be playing it pretty safe because he's always rock solid anyway.
Right. Right.
And everybody loves him. That's another reason to.
He's a good actor.
He's a really
I'm
great
not-
actor, and
yeah.
everybody loves him. So that's not the thing I'm worried about. The thing I'm worried about. I'm not even worried about the Sue Storm. I'm worried about Johnny Storm, and I'm worried about the Thing. You get those locked down. Let's see who's going to be. Although I've heard that the guy from The Bear is supposed to. They've thought about him.
the cousin,
The
or
cousin
whatever.
from The Bear is
Uh-huh.
supposed to be the Thing.
And then the kid from Stranger Things might be playing Johnny Storm.
Johnny Storm.
Oh, okay.
But if they get Pedro Pascal to be Reed Richards, I'm all for it. Can they show him stretching and it look cool? That's another story entirely.
The visual effects for the was it Multiverse of Madness or whatever?
Yeah.
That didn't look
that
bad.
looked all right.
no,
Yeah.
that was fine. Yeah.
Well, you
Yeah.
need a whole movie of that, by the way.
Right.
You're
or at
gonna,
least
you're going to need a whole
action
movie of that. At
Yeah.
least the
I
action,
need action
scenes.
scenes of that.
So yeah, the casting is important
Very
and
important.
the story is important. They have a wealth of material to pull from.
Absolutely, from the
so
comic.
there's no excuse for you not nailing the story. There's no excuse.
You're talking about
You gotta write script,
decades of
though.
stories.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
talking about half a century
write
almost.
script.
I mean, literally, like, if you want to play it safe, go with Galactus, go with Doctor Doom, go
with Doctor Doom if you really want to play it safe. I don't know about Galactus. Galactus,
Galactus could be tough.
That could be tricky.
Yeah, that could be because they have a
They tried that before and they made him like a cloud.
Exactly.
So maybe not Galactus. Then we'll wait until we get a little bit better.
Doom is very good.
Doom would be a good one. I mean, wow, just there's so many things.
Variables.
Yeah, there's so many things from the 1960s onward, 50s, 60s onward that you could pull from in terms of small minor characters all the way up to those main ones. I mean,
But Marcus, would you rather do an old school story, or would you like to do like something newer and so something more modern as far as the story that they could pull from the actual comic if they did that?
So honestly, it would probably do them better to do something more modern, just because, like you said, with Galactus and how everything, some of the stuff is not necessarily
crazy.
translatable to a movie.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like, freaking Mole Man or the giant, thing creature coming out of the, from that issue, that iconic issue where it's like grabbing Sue Storm and all, some of that stuff may be difficult to translate to film, and that's one of the things that Alan Moore talks about. That's why he doesn't like his works going to movie, because not everything works well. So I think
what stunned me about like the Suicide Squad when they brought Starro out, like how that that looked pretty cool. Like Starro looked pretty cool.
That looked.
Can they do something like that with Fantastic Four if they were to bring out, like
it would take some
big
work.
guns.
It would
take some work.
Yeah, it would take some work. It would take them kind of letting those animators and those CGI creators leave them to their own devices. Give them enough time to work everything out to make sure it's really good, so it doesn't look like Flash. Yeah. And make sure that they're not rushed and all that kind of stuff.
There's a lot of reasons we don't want it to remind us of Flash.
Nothing.
I like Flash. Don't get me wrong, people. I love
certain
Flash,
parts,
but you can tell it was clearly rushed, and that shouldn't be the case. That shouldn't be the case for any movies. You shouldn't be rushing movies at all. That to me, that's very corporate, and that's not creative.
Nope.
So no,
it hurts. It hurts way more than it helps.
It really does. So I would say that I would think something a little more modern would be better, just because typically the more modern sensibilities are going to be a little more translatable for that crossover into the film medium. I think
they have a good opportunity, I think, to make it story driven. Story driven, character driven. Build this story. They're talking about it being in some different era or decade, whatever. That's fine.
Yeah,
and absolutely. You find some way for it to come through, like this hex or whatever, to where it is now. Where we're left with at the end of the Marvels is that Monica is with a version of her mom that doesn't know who she is.
Right.
They're not aware of each other. They're kind of like it's like the X-Men Fox universe, is it, wherever they are, type of thing. And I think that some of that stuff is going to be addressed when we get to Deadpool.
Right.
And then some of that stuff ultimately can be touched upon or addressed when we get to a movie like Fantastic Four. You can keep it sort of isolated to its era and the setting that's within that movie, build up those characters in that story, and then include them in this bigger universe. Because it's about their dynamic. Yeah, it's about their dynamic when you're building up those characters. We don't have the Cap and Iron Man type of thing building all this stuff up over a decade. We have all this stuff as add-ons to these characters and these stories. But in reality, Fantastic Four is one of the first stories that you should be leading with. And because of legal ramifications, you not having access to the IP and everything, there's all types of reasons why it goes the way it does. But they have an opportunity, I think, to establish something now with X-Men properties and with the Fantastic Four and with Deadpool. I think Deadpool is going to be a really fun movie.
Right.
I don't know how serious anybody should take it. Deadpool's never intended to be serious.
Right.
He is very fourth wall. He was She-Hulk before She-Hulk existed.
Right.
That's what Deadpool's take is on everything, is that he's going to poke fun on anything that makes sense, and so that everybody's not taking themselves too serious. He puts the comic aspect back in the comic books.
Right. Although in the comics, She-Hulk was the first to break the fourth wall. The John Byrne.
Yes, she was.
But Joe Kelly, the creators of Deadpool, the writers, they took it to a whole new level, and that made it his main shtick, which was cool. I think
love John Byrne.
Yeah, I think Fantastic Four is going to be about as important as this Superman movie is with James Gunn in the DC universe. Just
you think it's be that big?
It needs to be.
It's important.
It's important because you're talking about Marvel's first family, and there's so many different things that have to be done correctly. And they can do it because they did Captain America wonderfully. The Avengers were great. Those Avengers movies were wonderful, especially the first one is my favorite, but all of them were excellent. But yes, you have to touch on the family dynamic. That's what makes Fantastic Four's comic great. The family dynamic, everyone has a role. Everyone has a critical role when they're in some sort of skirmish or battle or something's going on. It's a great way to introduce other things going on as well, because they have that science, they have that intergalactic, sort of cosmic sort of, connection. So if you want to introduce like Nova, or if you want to introduce,
you could do that.
Yeah, or even Thanos.
That's where you get Silver Surfer from.
Silver Surfer. Yeah, all that. So you have the cosmic connection with them. You have the, you have the ground. They help Spidey out from time to time. You have the ground connection as well. So there's different things that this movie could be a bridge for. Almost probably better, more likely than the multiverse movie that we had that proved to be, inconsequential really. But the stakes are that high for that movie, I think. And it's gonna have to be character driven. It's gonna have to be story driven, and it's gonna have to kind of set the tone for whatever comes later.
All while being kind of fresh. It needs to be somewhat fresh.
Oh,
some way. Either.
Do you guys need an origin? Do you need origins to this, or do you just need it to kind of happen simultaneously, and then they have their powers? And do you need the origin?
I think maybe you can quickly
go through
summarize this, because there's been so many movies.
What about flashbacks?
There's been 3 movies.
Halfway through the movie, they do flashbacks.
Yeah, maybe they do like a montage, like a quick flashback thing. That could work.
But I think everybody that's ever, I think people know. Does the average fan know?
What if you just do the post-credit scene? You show them getting their powers in the post-credit
that could
scenes.
be something. That could be something.
Instead of all these post-credit scenes, we have all these hopes and everything built, and
there's
all this weight in all the post-credit scenes. They're like, the movie wasn't good. The post-credit scene was
the best
booty.
part.
I hated it.
Great.
Or I love the post-credit scene. The movie was terrible. It's like, I hate all the weight that the post-credit scenes carry with these movies.
A lot of weight.
It's brutal.
Too much weight.
You could maybe do it like a little bit, and you might
like how do you
could do like a minute or 2 scene with them like at a diner talking about what happened or something like that. The Thing is like depressed. He's thinking about Alicia, and he wants to be a person.
So we see them,
and we see them, and then maybe they can kind of write.
And I'm not saying that there's a right approach to it. It's just that we follow this about the movies, is that when it's the first installment of any of these movie series, is that it's very formulaic, that we have to be shown the origins. Like they have to dumb it down for everyone. It's like, look, these guys have powers. They're not the same as they were. They were in space, and now they can do stuff. It's like, look at them. They're different. You can't see her. She's John Cena. With regards to the comics, we always try to keep it comics. You mentioned family. Our brother Barney and his guys, they'll be doing a pop-up event December 2nd.
Yes.
Over the Centennial Hills Library. December 2nd from 11 to 4. If you guys are in the area and you want to go and support the comic community, get over there and check that out. Also, your boys at Into the West will have some of us in some capacity will be there as well, hanging out. It's from 11 to 4, December 2nd. And that weekend is also the event of the Comic Crawl, the Great Las Vegas Comic Crawl. A lot of stores participating. We're going to put it on our socials so you have the exact list of all the comic book shops that are going to be and sellers. They're going to be participating in this event. A lot of stuff that you can get as collectors. They'll be handing out, I think, free books. You go to a lot of these shops, they'll be giving out free comics. Most of the places will be giving out comics, but you can earn some special prizes if you go above and beyond on a great quest. And you visit, the more shops you visit, the better chance you have of entering a drawing. I think Barney's going to do a drawing. He promised me he'll wear a shirt when he does the drawing. He's going to be giving out some special prizes for that, some gift cards and stuff like that. I know you're disappointed about, kind of like with you wearing pants. People are disappointed whenever Barney is wearing a shirt.
Yeah,
so I know you're disappointed about that.
I wonder if he's going to wear the fanny pack. He needs to wear that fanny
the
pack.
mermaid, that sequin mermaid fanny pack. That was the hit of the show. There were we saw people who weren't even talking to him about comics. They wanted to see the fanny pack.
Yeah.
We're working on my Barney impression. I'm wearing my secret mermaid, my fanny pack from the,
That's not bad. That's not bad. Marcus, what do you got?
I love him.
I love him very much.
Hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
Love all you guys.
Barney's my favorite.
Barney, Ray, Butters. Big Nick. I love you guys. I can't wait to hang out with them. They're a blast.
It was a lot of fun.
Marcus, what do you got for the people? I mean, I know you want to get back to your pumpkin pie.
Yes. So, well, he already mentioned the show. So, and just be on the lookout also for other shows that are coming down the pipeline. There's been a huge effort, I think, in the Las Vegas community from all the various comic stores to try to make sure we have something more frequent than just the odd big Comic Con every now and again. And I want to stress that it's for everyone. If you don't necessarily have to be a reader to enjoy these Comic Cons. There's a lot of people who just come to hang out, and talk and have fun.
Yeah.
Talk movies, talk drinking, talk action figures. There are a lot of times these cons have a lot of action figures, Funkos, and things like that for other collectors.
All kinds of stuff.
Yeah, trading cards. So just come out. It's a great hang. Also, happy Thanksgiving. We all have a lot to be grateful for. I certainly do, and I'm grateful for these dudes as well as the ones who couldn't join us tonight. But hey, happy Thanksgiving, you guys.
Sonny, Don, Paul, Austin. We love you, Dre.
Yes.
Yeah, not all those people.
No, I like
you don't love all of them. I love them. We're thankful for Quan for opening up on Thanksgiving for us to hang out here.
Thank you, Kwani.
He put down his turkey leg.
But
He's been eating the whole time.
Yeah,
he had a plate over there.
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
had a charcuterie board.
Yeah, but happy Thanksgiving to all of you who are watching. Thank you for your support. Wishing you early a very Merry Christmas as well, and a safe holiday as well.
Season.
Be very careful. It's a lot of traffic now and a lot of construction, especially in the Las Vegas area. So
Double boo.
People's tempers are going to start getting
Talk about
shorter and shorter.
construction.
Yeah, so just be safe, be patient. We gotta get through it. We're so close to a new year, so let's start the new year off right and not in jail.
Be careful.
All right, Shane. Any life advice for us going into the new year, or anything you want to shout out?
I just want to say I'm
mention?
thankful for my family and friends, and I'm thankful for my new puppy dog, and I'm thankful for the cat Jade who tries to attack my puppy dog. But the thing I'm most thankful for is Marcus for giving me this X-Men shirt.
You're welcome, man.
I love this
You're
shirt.
welcome.
The shirt is dope. It's
Show
old
the
school.
people. Unzip. Show the people.
Unzip.
Unzip it. Oh,
It's an
yeah.
old
Give the
school
people what
X-Men
they
shirt
want.
That's really cute.
Classic.
And it's fun.
Who's on
and
there? There's a Miss Marvel,
there's
Jean
Miss
Grey,
Marvel,
Angel, Cyclops.
Angel and Cyclops.
Yeah,
Beast, when
Beast
he was-
is up there.
Beast when he was a regular dude.
Beast was just a
with
dude.
no shoes on.
Yeah.
And it's dope. And
Iceman.
Professor X is in the top over here doing his thing. Over here doing his thing.
Yeah, Iceman at the bottom.
It's
I think.
dope. And Iceman, I forgot about Iceman. He's dope. He's super dope.
Yeah.
And I just want to say thank you and happy Thanksgiving to Eva Beaver, the love of my life. And to Frank, the other love of my life.
Real quick, if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing. We really do appreciate it. We're almost at 600 subscribers. When we get to 600, we'll do some type of giveaway. I wanted to mention, if you haven't done so already, you can follow us on the Twitter or X or whatever you're calling it. You're calling it X Twitter. On Into_Comics. You can follow us on Instagram at Into the West Comics, TikTok, wherever you can find your pods. We are on those avenues, and follow us on Sonny's Feet Finder.
Of course.
And those things. Guys, I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for everybody hanging out with us and taking some time, and we really do appreciate it. And we're about 2 weeks away from the Shimson's pop-up comic event.
Shimson's pop-up comic event.
December 2nd.
December 2nd.
At the Centennial Hills Library, 11 to 4. It is a free event.
What time?
Come by, say
11
hello.
to 4. 11 to 4.
11 to 4.
Say hello.
Come say hello. Lots of books, lots of deal on books, graded books, artwork, all kinds of stuff. Local creators, come by, check it out.
Wow, it's actually not this Saturday, but next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
Not this Saturday, the following Saturday. Guys, have a great night. Again,
love you.
Thank you to Quan for letting us hang out and crash his Thanksgiving party. And we will talk to you guys soon. Have a great evening, everybody.
Love you, Paul.
We'll see you next week.
Good
love
night,
you, Paul.
everyone.
Love you, Paul. Love you, Sonny. Love you, Donovan.
Love you, Austin,
love you, Dre.
and your dog,
love
Ray.
You, Milkshake. Love you guys.
Love.
Peace.
Peace, baby.